Hello guys, um, this is SYBLE Angels from SYBLE Angels Music. I'm here today to do a quick tutorial on how to have HD beats, like high definition beats. So first of all, just to give you guys a little bit of background of myself, I'm just like you guys. I endeavor to make high quality beats. There's nothing special about me, and there's nothing which you guys can do which I can do. So I understand if you're watching this tutorial, you should be in a level that you wanna make your beats more HD. So I'll try not to use third-party plugins. I'll try to use maybe one or two plugins from Waves, but most of the plugins I'm gonna use are from FL Studio. So I've got a trap beat which I've made here. It's called Now or Never. So I need you guys to just listen to it maybe in a minute or so just to hear how it goes. Then you can quickly look on how I did the mixing and the mastering. But this tutorial is based on the mastering. So I'm gonna quickly play the beat. It goes like this. SYBLE Angels. All right, so that's how the beat goes. It's called Now or Never. So right, I need you guys to understand something. For you to have high quality beats, you're gonna need to have two things. If you have those two things, I can promise you, you will have high quality beats. One, you need to have samples. Samples, high quality samples. Your samples should be quality so that when you are mixing them, you are taking something good to make it better. But you can't take something shitty to make it good and expect to have high definition audio. Number two, you're gonna need to pick the right plugins. When you pick the right plugins, pick the right sounds for the beat. Then you will have high quality samples. I'm gonna quickly show you guys the kicks I use and the plugins I use. I use Nexus most of the time. I use Hypersonic, but like Nexus, if you have Nexus, you're good to go. Number three, you need to mix your beats properly. If you can go to my mixer here, you can see that I did a lot of I did penning, and I had to move some fenders up and down until I feel like my beat is balanced. So for you to have high quality beats, you need to have proper samples, proper plugins, and proper mixing. So what I'm gonna do, if you guys want me to do another tutorial on how to mix or how to start this beat from scratch, I wouldn't mind to do it. Just give me a reason in the comment section and say, please do a tutorial on how you go about this. I don't mind to take an hour to do a video for you guys just to see. So right, first of all, let me quickly show you the plugins I used. I used Nexus. I downloaded an expansion called Nice Keys. Then I used the clouds. This is very common. You can use any grand piano. That should sound very good. This is the sound I'm getting from this. All right, I also have a snare. It's a very common snare. It's a hip hop snare. And a kick. It's a very full kick you can hear. I also used Gravity, the strings of Gravity, just to give a little bit of coloring to my mix. All right, just to look at the few. I did use the Future system on the Nexus. on the expansion trap kit, but enough of that. Now, I didn't use an 808 on this track. I only used the sine bass from the Nexus 2. So it sounds very dope if you know how to use it. It's got nice sound packs. All right, so now let's quickly jump to the mixing. If you can look at the kick, let's start with the kick. Okay, there's the kick. It's sidechained to the bass. You can see what I did to the kick. I boosted a little bit around 67 kilohertz. I did some cutting, anything less than 35. Basically, what's there on anything less than 35 is just noise, which I don't really like. No one will notice that you cut it there, but don't cut too much, because when you cut too much, your kick will sound very, very thin. All right, I did a little bit of boosting around 785 hertz. All right, why did I do that? If I boost here, I can feel the punchiness of my kick. So I did a little bit of boosting of around 4 to 5 dB. But remember, this is basically from what you want to do with your mix. If you want your kick to be punchy, you EQ your kick accordingly, and make sure you tick this high quality sampling for all your plugins. All right, that's what I did to the kick. I also did add transient, just to give my kick a little bit of punchy. I just increased the attack here to around about 12. I think around about 12. For this kick, it works very perfect. Now, I can just mute my effects on the master track so that you can see the level of the kick. You see the kick is around minus 1 dB. Why do I put my kick on minus 1 dB? All right. For me to have a loud master, I should obviously have a loud mix. As long as my samples are high quality and they are not distorting in this case, I'm fine, because I'm the one who's gonna do the mastering of my beat, so I still have room. All right, I know that they say you must have at least minus 3 dB for mastering, but the rules are there to be broken. So I just decide to ignore the rules, because I know I'm the one who's gonna master, and finally I need my beat to be as loud as other beats in the market. All right, looking at the snare. On the snare, I didn't do any cutting. The snare is quite straightforward. What I did a little bit of boosting around 303, just on the low mids for the snare, just to have that punchiness. I also added a little bit of high mids around 2779. Sorry for my pronunciation. All right, so that will bring my snare up to standard. So my snare, my kick is there. All right, then I have my bass. Now remember, I said I didn't use an 808. I used the basic sine in FL Studio. In Nexus 2. So you guys, if you have Nexus 2, if you don't want to use 808s, you can use sine bass, the basic sine. What I did on the basic sine, I did a little bit of distortion. I just went on the mix. I switched on distortion and I distorted with around about 99 on the drive, so it gives me that distorted sound. All right, piano. This is where I did my magic. I love this piano. It's also a very nice piano, but what I did with this piano, I increased the highs, the mids, the high mids around 1772, and I chopped anything on 183 or less, because I don't really need the lows on the piano. What I need is the piano punching through or slicing through the mix, and I need it to be audible but not make noise. So this is how it sounds like. So you can hear that the piano is clear and it's very straight on point. Right, gravity. This is my strings. On my strings, I just did a little bit of cutting there. There was some noises which I didn't like, and I did a little bit of boosting on the highs. Yeah, just a little bit, not too much, nothing fancy there. All right, then my bass. That's my future system bass. So what I did on this one, I painted a little bit to the right and I just cut the lows. All right, enough of that. Let's go back to the why we are having this tutorial, mastering. Now, the whole idea for having high quality beats is in the mastering. If you need to have high quality beats, the mix will be perfect, then you take it to the mastering. What I did here, this is just a filter for this effect, which is here when the beat is about to start. Never mind that. Then my deep blue tap stop. You're not going to talk about that for now. You might be asking yourself, why did I use an EQ for filtering? I wanted to achieve something very specific. So I just thought if I can do my own filter, I'll be cool with it. I have other plugins for filtering, but I think this one does it for me. So it's up to you as a producer. You decide what you want and how to go about it. All right. So what I did, first, I have subtracted some frequencies which doesn't sound good. So I'm going to play the beat so that you guys can hear which frequencies are not sounding good and why did I cut them. Then after, I'll explain why I did that. Okay, so this is how it goes. All right, I forgot to bring the effects on. So that was a good mistake. Let me rather show you. I want you to look at the meter where my beat is before I start mastering, because you can see the effects are currently off. So you can see that my kick, only the kick, it's a little bit clipping, but not over clipping. It's clipping, but in a nice way. But why am I doing that? I want to make sure that in my mix or my final master, my kick will be punchier. And I'll take care of that when I'm doing my minusing. So I'm going to enable my master effects. Then I will just switch off each and every one of these and start showing you one by one. All right, so I'm going to start with this one. It's enabled right now. So now, check it out. So what I just did there, by minusing a few frequencies, I'm no longer clipping. But what did I minus? Check it out. You can see if I boost like here, like too much, you can hear that there is that bad frequencies, like that noise, that distorting noise there. So I cut that around 5 dB. Anyway, no one is gonna notice that that part is not there. But if I don't cut that, it's gonna, when the beat goes too loud, it's gonna start distorting starting from there. I also cut it here. Listen to this. Yes. Can you feel that? That boring sound, that wowie sound? Yes, I cut that. I don't want that in my beat. I just cut it. Did you just hear that? Yes, I don't want that in my beat. So I did cutting here, cutting there, cutting there. So basically, guys, you can't do this on each and every beat using the same settings. I'm not a fan of copying settings from other people. I don't even use presets. What I do, I develop my own custom presets on every beat I make. So I'm not a fan of using presets. I'm not saying don't use presets. Presets are good, but use them accordingly, sparingly. Don't just use presets on anything. Rather find out how was the preset done and have it on. So right, I have a subtracted EQ. Then the next EQ, I did a little bit of boosting. Yeah, boosting. Listen to this. I'm gonna switch it off and turn it on. I need you guys to hear the difference. Yes, that little boosting makes a difference. So what I did here, I boosted a little bit on my sub. This is my sub, right? So I did a little bit of boosting around 72 to 73. I just boosted by 2.5 dB, not too much, 2.5 dB. Then I boosted my kick, everything somewhere around the kick. I did boosting. So what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to bring that punchiness of my kick. So when my kick hits, it's punchy, it's clear, I can feel it, things like that. Then I did a little bit of boosting on my mids. Yes, my high mids. What I want to do there, I want to make sure that all my instruments are loud and clear, and I can hear what instrument is playing when and how, and it makes the beat very, very clear. All right. Next is the mastering. Maximize. Maximize. So maximize is the real deal. Yes, it's everything. I'm just gonna turn it back on. So I need you guys to hear before maximize, and when I bring it in, I need you guys to hear the difference. Yes, maximize. So basically what I do with my maximize, there is another trick I use. You see the way I compress my bass? Yes. I leave room for my kick to punch through. I only, let me just do this so that you guys can see. Can you see this? This little curve here? This is where my sub is. And anything from here to here is my kick. So I'm compressing the bass, mainly the sub and all that, but the kick itself is not over compressed, right? But if you check there, you can see that the kick is compressed. Why is it getting compressed there? Remember, my kick was over 0. Yeah, check it out. Now, I will put my separator, my separator for the bass like around 50%. That is also why I have this imager, so that I can see where my bass is. So normally, in most cases, the bass should be at the center. Check this out. When I play with maximize, solo the lows only. Can you see here? This is where the bass is. The bass is straight in the middle. Nothing fancy. The bass is in the middle. All right. Going back to my maximize. If I go to my mids, I don't normally compress my mids like too much, you know? But yeah, I compress them. So yeah, if I go to my imager, check this out. Can you see the stereo field covered by my mids? Check it out. Let's go to the highs. Yes, that's the trick. So now, if you go to my highs, you can see that I have spreaded them like a hell lot in my mids. But the lows, nah, not that much. Okay, so maximize does everything. So when you're compressing, I compress too much of my sub, then my kick, I leave it so that it can punch through the mix. Then it's leveled by my by this point here. It won't go past here. It will be compressed whenever it tries to go over here. All right. So now, another problem which we do as producers or young upcoming producers is over compressing. We over compress stuff. So our beats sound way so squashed. So if you have checked here, what is compressed at the most is the kick. Yes, this is my kick. This is what I'm compressing like a lot. Everything else, it's nicely in the mix. Because what I did, my mixing was clear. My selection of samples was perfect. My plugins were perfect. So yes. All right, let's go to the next one. Sound Goodizer. Yeah, Sound Goodizer. I use Sound Goodizer, not on all my beats, but I believe that with Sound Goodizer, it just brings that clarity. It just levels things. So you have it in your FL Studio. Just play around these A, B, C, and D, hear the quality. But A works fine for me on other beats, and just lower the output of this little thing. I don't know what's the name of that thing, but what I know, I just do a little tweaking on there, then I have my quality beats. Now, last but not least, my limiter. Yeah. Remember I was clipping? So I make sure that before I export my beats, I put my limiter. Check it out. Right. So if you guys see what I did with my limiter here, I'm only taking care of those things going over 0. So I've set my ceiling on minus 0.1 dB. And that is why this kick is a little bit compressed. I can reset that if I want, but yeah, I'll leave it like that. And make sure all your beats, they are on minus 0.01 at most, or at 0 dB. Because if they go over that, yeah, the world says it's clipping. Yeah. So make sure that your beats are not clipping, they are not over compressed, your mixing is done properly, you selected the right samples, and you selected the right plugins. That's my secret for getting high definition beats. So I'm gonna play the beat again so that you guys can hear how it goes. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment, send me an email on beats@SYBLEAngels.com. I'll be able to help you guys. You can check out my website on SYBLEAngels.com, and we can take it from there. If you need help, we can help you guys. If you need to buy beats, we can check the beats on my website. They're there. If you need help on other things in FL Studio, how do I do my layering? How do I do my selection of samples, selection of plugins? What plugins do I use where and how? If you have any questions, just drop me questions in the comment section. Listen to the beat. Ciao, ciao, guys. Enjoy.